Close your eyes for a moment, or let them rest half open, heavy and slow, however feels most comfortable right now. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. For the next little while, all that is asked of you is to breathe, to soften, and to let your mind wander gently into a quiet corner of Vermont, where the evening is settling in soft and slow, like a blanket being smoothed down over a bed. Picture, if you like, a narrow road winding through rolling hills. The hills are dusted with the first snow of the season, just enough to soften every edge, to turn the world into something hushed and rounded and gentle. The sky above is the deep, calm blue of early evening, the kind of blue that comes just after the sun has gone down, but before true darkness settles in, when the last warm light still glows faintly along the horizon, like the embers of a fire settling into sleep. You are walking along this road, unhurried, your breath misting softly in front of you and dissolving into the cool evening air. Your boots make a quiet, comforting sound against the light snow, a soft crunch, 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 steady and slow, like a gentle heartbeat keeping time with your footsteps. There is no need to walk quickly. There is no need to walk anywhere in particular, except toward the small cluster of lights glowing warmly in the valley ahead of you. That is the village, your village for tonight, a place that exists just for you in this moment, wrapped in flannel and wood smoke and the smell of something sweet baking somewhere close by. As you continue down the gentle slope of the road, the hills on either side of you rise softly, covered in tall pines whose branches are dusted white, holding little pillows of snow along their needles. Every so often, a small clump of snow slips from a branch and falls, landing with the softest whisper of sound, barely a sound at all, more like a sigh. The pines stand close together here, dark green and deep, and between them you can just make out the shapes of small animal tracks in the snow, tidy little trails left by rabbits or foxes who have already gone off to their own warm dens for the night. You imagine them curled up somewhere safe and snug, and the thought makes your own shoulders drop just a little, releasing tension you didn't know you were holding. The air smells clean and cold, tinged faintly with pine and the comforting scent of a wood fire burning somewhere in the village below. It is the kind of cold that doesn't bite or sting, but simply wraps around you like a soft outer layer, making the warmth of your coat and scarf feel all the more inviting. You pull your scarf up just a little higher over your chin, feeling the wool soft and warm against your skin, and you notice how your breathing slows to match your steps. In, out, slow and easy. Ahead of you, the village comes more clearly into view. It is small, the kind of place with perhaps a few dozen buildings arranged loosely around a central green, all of them built from old timber and fieldstone, their roofs capped with snow like sugar dusted over gingerbread. Warm golden light spills from windows here and there, soft and welcoming, the kind of light that makes you think of firesides and thick quilts and the particular comfort of being somewhere you are meant to be. A thin curl of smoke rises from nearly every chimney, drifting up lazily into the darkening sky before dissolving into nothing. Somewhere in the distance, so faint you almost mistake it for imagination, you hear the soft, round tones of a church bell marking the hour. Not urgent, not sharp, just a few slow, resonant chimes that seem to settle into the valley and then fade, leaving behind an even deeper hush. The sound seems to sink into your chest, into your shoulders, easing something loose there. You continue down the road, and the packed snow beneath your boots grows smoother, more traveled, until you reach the edge of the village itself. Here the road becomes a lane, lined with old lampposts topped with soft, glowing lanterns, each one wearing its own little cap of snow. The light they cast is warm and amber, pooling in soft circles on the snow below, and you find yourself walking from one circle of light to the next, unhurried, watching your own shadow stretch and shrink and stretch again as you pass beneath each lamp. To your left, you pass a small bakery, its windows fogged gently with warmth from within. Through the glass, you can make out golden loaves of bread cooling on wire racks, and the smell that drifts out through a cracked door is almost impossibly comforting, warm and yeasty, with a note of cinnamon and something sweet like maple. You do not need to go inside. You do not need to do anything at all. It is enough simply to walk past, to breathe in that warm sweetness, to let it settle into your memory like a small, soft gift. A little further along, a general store sits with its porch light glowing, wooden barrels of pine cones and bundled firewood stacked neatly beside the door. Someone has hung a string of small lights along the porch railing, and they blink slowly, gently, not quite in rhythm with each other, giving the whole scene a soft, unhurried twinkle. Through the window, you can see shelves lined with jars of honey and preserves, their labels handwritten, their contents catching the light like amber and ruby. A cat, orange and round, is curled up asleep in the window display, utterly unbothered by the cold outside, wrapped in its own small patch of warmth. You find yourself smiling faintly at the cat, and some of the last tightness in your chest lets go entirely. The lane opens up ahead of you into the village green, a wide, snow-covered common ringed by old maple trees, their bare branches traced in white, standing like quiet sentries around the open space. In the very center of the green stands a tall pine, strung with small white lights that glow steady and warm, not blinking, just glowing, casting soft light onto the snow below in a wide, gentle circle. A few wooden benches sit scattered around the green, each one topped with a small, undisturbed cap of snow, waiting patiently for someone to brush it away and sit for a while. You are in no rush to sit. For now, it is enough to stand at the edge of the green and simply take it in. The lights on the pine tree shimmer faintly, and beyond them, above the rooftops of the village, the sky has deepened into a rich, velvety navy, scattered already with the first few stars, faint and silvery, appearing one by one, as though someone were slowly turning up a dimmer switch on the whole night sky. Somewhere behind you, you hear the soft, unhurried clop of hooves and the gentle jingle of harness bells, and you turn to see a horse-drawn sleigh moving slowly along the far side of the green. its runners hissing softly over the packed snow. The horse, sturdy and calm, walks at an easy pace, its breath misting in the cold air, and the sleigh itself is strung with a few small lanterns that sway gently with each step, casting soft, moving shadows onto the snow. You cannot see who is inside, and it does not matter. It is simply a part of the scene, a slow-moving detail that adds to the hush of the evening, the bells fading gradually into the distance until they are only a memory of sound. You breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the cold, clean air, and you let it out slowly, feeling your shoulders sink another fraction of an inch. There is nowhere to be. There is nothing to do. There is only this, the soft light, the quiet village, the gentle sounds settling one by one into silence. After a while, you turn and continue along the edge of the green, following a narrow path that has been cleared through the snow, leading toward a cluster of buildings on the far side. Smoke rises from each chimney in slow, unhurried ribbons, and warm light glows from nearly every window, spilling soft golden rectangles onto the snow outside. It feels somehow as though every home in this village is holding its own small fire, its own small pocket of warmth, and you are welcome to imagine yourself inside any of them, safe and unhurried, wrapped in something soft. But there is one cottage in particular that seems to be waiting just for you. It sits a little apart from the others, near the edge of a stand of birch trees whose pale trunks glow faintly in the moonlight beginning to rise behind the hills. The cottage is small and sturdy, built from old gray stone and dark timber, its roof deep with snow, its chimney sending up a slow, steady curl of smoke that smells faintly of applewood. A single lantern hangs beside the front door, glowing warm and soft, and through the small paned windows you can see the gentle flicker of a fire burning inside. You find yourself walking toward it, unhurried, each step sinking softly into the snow, and by the time you reach the small wooden gate at the edge of the path, you feel as though you have been walking toward this cottage for a very long time, in the pleasant, unhurried way that dreams sometimes stretch and settle. The gate opens with a soft, quiet creak, more like a sigh than a sound, and you step onto the short path leading to the front door. On either side of the path, low stone walls are capped with snow, and here and there a few dried lavender stalks poke up through the white, their faint scent still lingering, sweet and calm. You reach the door and find it unlocked, as though it has simply been waiting for you. The handle is cold beneath your fingers for only a moment before you turn it and step inside, and the warmth that greets you feels immediate and complete, wrapping around you like an embrace. Inside, the cottage is small and simple, a single main room with a low timbered ceiling and wide plank floors worn smooth and soft with age. A fire crackles gently in a stone hearth along the far wall, its light dancing warm and orange across the room, throwing soft moving shadows onto the walls. The fire makes a slow, comforting sound, a low crackle and pop, punctuated now and then by the soft hiss of sap in the wood, and beneath it all, a steady, quiet warmth that you can feel settling into your skin the moment you step further inside. You take a moment to remove your boots by the door, setting them neatly beside a small woven mat, and you notice how good it feels to be free of them, your feet now only in soft wool socks against the smooth wooden floor. You shrug off your coat and hang it on a peg by the door, and beneath it you find you are already dressed for rest, soft and comfortable, as though the evening has simply arranged itself around your comfort, without you needing to think about it at all. The room welcomes you with small, quiet details. A worn armchair sits angled toward the fire, deep and overstuffed, draped with a thick knitted throw and soft shades of cream and gray. Beside it, a small wooden table holds a lit candle, its flames small and steady, and a stack of old books whose spines have softened with years of gentle handling. On the far wall, a set of shelves holds a few jars of dried herbs, a collection of smooth stones gathered from some riverbed, and a small clock whose ticking is so soft and slow that it seems to measure not minutes, but simply the gentle passing of comfort. Above the fireplace, a window looks out over the birch trees in the hills beyond, and through it you can see the moon rising fully now, round and pale gold, casting a soft light over the snow outside that makes it glimmer faintly, like the whole valley has been dusted in quiet silver. You move toward the armchair, and it seems to have been shaped just for you, cushions sinking gently beneath you as you sit, the knitted throw settling naturally over your knees as you pull it up and around yourself. The fire is close enough that its warmth reaches your skin in slow, comforting waves, and you find your body sinking deeper into the chair with every passing moment, the tension in your legs and back melting slowly away, the way snow softens and settles under its own quiet weight. For a while, you simply watch the fire. There is nothing else to do, and nothing else you would rather do. The flames shift and curl, orange and gold, occasionally flickering blue at their base, and every so often, a log settles with a soft muffled thump, sending up a small shower of sparks that glow brightly for a moment before fading into the dark chimney above. The sound of the fire is steady and unhurried, crackling low, hissing softly, and beneath it the quiet tick of the clock on the shelf, slow and even, like the ticking exists only to remind you that time here moves gently, without urgency, without demand. After a while, you become aware of a soft sound from the small kitchen alcove at the side of the room, a kettle beginning to warm on the stove, a low, quiet hum rising slowly as the water inside begins to heat. You do not remember putting it on, but it does not matter. In this place, comfort simply arrives when it is needed, the way it might in a favorite, well-worn dream. You rise from the armchair slowly, the throw slipping from your shoulders as you stand, and you make your way to the small kitchen alcove, where a simple wooden counter holds a teapot, a single mug, and a small tin of loose tea that smells of chamomile and lavender and something faintly like honey. You spoon the tea gently into the pot, and when the kettle begins its low rising whistle, soft and round rather than sharp, you lift it from the stove and pour the steaming water over the leaves,
watching them unfurl and swirl in slow spirals, releasing their fragrance into the warm air of the cottage.
While the tea steeps, you stand for a moment at the small window above the counter, looking out over the back garden of the cottage, where a light dusting of snow covers a few dormant flower beds and a stone birth bath, its surface frozen into a smooth, still disk. Beyond the garden, the birch trees stand pale and slender in the moonlight, their branches bare and delicate, swaying only slightly in a breeze so gentle it barely seems to move at all. Somewhere out there, an owl calls softly, just once, a low, round hoot that seems to belong entirely to the hush of the night, and then all is quiet again. You pour the tea into the mug, its warmth immediately seeping into your palms as you wrap both hands around it, and you carry it back toward the armchair, moving slowly, unhurried, each step soft against the wooden floor. As you settle back into the chair, pulling the throw once more over your knees, you take a first small sip of the tea. It is warm and gentle, floral and faintly sweet, and you feel its warmth trace a slow path down through your chest, settling somewhere low and comfortable, like a small internal fire lit to match the one crackling before you. The room around you feels smaller and cozier now, the firelight dancing gently over the timbered walls, the candle on the side table flickering low and steady, the clock ticking its slow, even rhythm. Outside, the wind moves softly through the birches, a low whisper of sound, and every so often you hear the faint, distant chime of the church bell in the village, marking another quarter hour, so gentle now that it barely registers as anything more than a soft ripple in the quiet. You take another slow sip of tea, and you feel your eyelids growing heavier, your breathing slower, your whole body sinking further into the cushions of the chair, into the warmth of the throw, into the golden hush of the firelight. There is nothing left to do tonight but rest here for a while longer, and then, when you are ready, to make your way toward the soft bed waiting for you in the small room just beyond. For now, though, you simply stay here, in this chair, by this fire, in this small cottage at the edge of a quiet Vermont village, and you let yourself be entirely, completely at ease. After some time, unhurried and without any need to measure it, you feel ready to move toward the bed. You do not rush. You simply rise slowly from the armchair, setting the empty mug gently on the side table, and you feel how loose and warm your body has become, how heavy your limbs feel in the good, comfortable way that comes just before deep rest. You cross the room toward a low wooden door in the far corner, and beyond it lies a small bedroom, simple and warm, with sloped ceilings that follow the shape of the roof above. A single window here looks out over the same birch trees and hills, the moonlight spilling softly across the wooden floor in a long, pale rectangle. The bed itself sits low and wide, dressed in layers of soft, heavy quilts in muted colors, faded blues and warm creams, patched together with the kind of careful stitching that speaks of many quiet hours spent making something meant to comfort. A small lamp on the bedside table glows low and amber, casting just enough light to see by, soft and dim, the kind of light that asks nothing of your eyes. Beside it, a single dried sprig of lavender rests on the table, its scent faint but present,
mingling with the wood smoke that has settled gently into the fabric of the quilts. You pull back the top quilt and slide beneath the layers, and the bed welcomes you immediately, warmed already as though it has been waiting, expecting you, holding on to some of the fire's warmth just for this moment. You settle your head onto the pillow, soft and slightly cool against your cheek, and you pull the quilts up over your shoulders, feeling their gentle weight settle over you like a hand pressing softly down, grounding you, holding you steady. For a while, you simply lie there, looking toward the window, where the moon continues its slow climb above the hills, its light pale and silver against the dark blue sky. You can hear, very faintly now, the fire in the other room continuing its low crackle, and beneath that, the soft tick of the clock, and beneath that, nothing at all but the deep, wide quiet of the Vermont countryside at night. Your eyes grow heavier. Your breathing slows further, deep and even, in through your nose, out slowly through your mouth. Somewhere outside, very far away now, you hear the faint jingle of sleigh bells passing once more along a distant road, fading gently into nothing, like the last note of a lullaby drifting off into silence. You think in the soft, unfocused way thoughts arrive just before sleep, of the village outside, still glowing warm and golden in the dark, its windows lit, its chimneys smoking, every home holding its own quiet fire, every person inside settling down just as you are now, into warmth, into rest, into the deep and peaceful hush of a Vermont night. The lamp beside the bed seems to glow a little softer now, or perhaps it is simply that your eyes have grown too heavy to hold it in sharp focus any longer. The light blurs gently at its edges, warm and amber, and you let it blur. Let your eyes close for longer stretches between blinks, until eventually they simply stay closed, and the darkness behind your eyelids feels as soft and warm as the quilts wrapped around you. You become aware in this drowsy, drifting state of the small sounds of the cottage settling around you, the soft creak of old timber cooling in the walls, the faint, distant murmur of the fire 2 rooms away, burning low and slow now, its flames no longer dancing high, but glowing steady and orange among the embers. Outside, the wind moves once more through the birch trees, a long, slow exhale of sound, gentle as breath, and then it too settles into stillness. You imagine, if you like, drifting up out of the small bedroom, rising slowly and gently above the cottage roof, above the curl of smoke still rising from the chimney, until you can see the whole village spread out below you in the moonlight, its rooftops dusted white, its windows glowing warm and gold, its chimneys sending up their slow, steady ribbons of smoke into the night sky. From up here, everything looks small and peaceful, a little cluster of warmth and rest nestled into the folds of the snowy hills, and you feel, watching it, a deep sense of safety, of everything being exactly as it should be, everyone tucked in, everyone warm, everyone drifting toward the same soft, quiet sleep that is now settling over you.
The village green glows faintly below, its pine trees still strung with small, steady lights, and the benches around it sit quiet and snow-capped, waiting patiently for morning. The bakery has gone dark now, its ovens cooling, the scent of bread and cinnamon lingering faintly in the cold air. The general store's porch lights have dimmed, the orange cat curled even more tightly into its warm nest in the window. The lampposts along the lane continue to glow their soft amber light, though there is no one left walking beneath them now, just soft circles of warmth resting undisturbed on the snow. You drift, slow and weightless, above it all, feeling no urgency to go anywhere, no need to do anything but simply exist here, held gently in this quiet floating peace, the way you might float on calm water, the way clouds drift without effort across a still sky. Below you, the hills stretch out in every direction, their snow-covered slopes catching the moonlight in soft silver patches, their pine forests dark and deep and utterly still. Somewhere far off, a stream continues its slow, unhurried murmur beneath a thin layer of ice, a sound so faint and steady that it barely disturbs the silence at all, more a texture of quiet than a true sound. You imagine the water moving slowly beneath the ice, patient and unbothered, following its path exactly as it always has, needing nothing, rushing toward nothing. You feel your own body back in the small bed in the cottage below, growing heavier and heavier, sinking further into the soft mattress, into the warm quilts, into the deep, unhurried rhythm of your own breath. In, out, slow and even, each breath a little slower than the last, each exhale releasing a little more of whatever you carried with you into this evening, until there is nothing left to release at all. Only softness, only warmth, only rest. You let yourself drift back down now, gently, slowly, settling back into the small bedroom, into the bed, into the quilts, into the low amber glow of the lamp, which you now let yourself imagine dimming, slowly, gradually, growing softer and softer, until the room is lit only by the faint silver moonlight through the window, and the last low embers of the fire glowing somewhere beyond the door. Your thoughts too begin to soften and slow, drifting without direction, the way leaves might drift on the surface of a still pond, in no hurry to reach any shore. You think of the warmth of the tea you drank earlier, still faintly present somewhere in your chest. You think of the sound of your own footsteps in the snow, steady and slow. You think of the orange cat asleep in the window, of the horse pulling its sleigh at an easy, patient pace, of the soft lights strung along the porch of the general store, blinking gently out of rhythm with each other, needing no rhythm at all. You think of nothing in particular, and everything gently, the way the mind does in these last soft moments before sleep. Thoughts arriving and dissolving like breath on a cold window, here and then gone, leaving behind only warmth, only quiet, only the steady, unhurried rhythm
of your own resting body. The clock in the other room continues its slow tick, though you can barely hear it now, so faint and distant it has become, more felt than heard, a gentle pulse beneath the deeper silence of the night. The fire has burned down to its last low embers, glowing a soft, steady orange in the dark hearth, giving off just enough warmth to keep the whole cottage gently held, gently comforted through the long hours of the night ahead. Outside, the snow continues to rest quietly over the village, over the hills, over the sleeping forests and the frozen stream, and the small stone bird bath in the garden. The moon has climbed higher now, small and pale and calm in the wide night sky, its light falling softly over everything, touching every rooftop, every branch, every quiet window, with the same gentle, even glow. You are warm, you are safe, you are held gently by soft quilts and soft light, and the deep, unhurried quiet of this small Vermont village, which will still be here in the morning, glowing softly under a pale winter sun, its chimneys smoking, its bakery warm, its lampposts finally dimming with the daylight. But that is for later. For now, there is only the bed, the quilts, the low amber light fading toward darkness, the last embers glowing softly in the next room, and the slow, steady rhythm of your own breath, carrying you gently, gently down into rest. Let your breathing continue at its own slow pace, needing no attention from you now. Let your body rest heavy and warm beneath the quilts, sinking a little deeper into the mattress with every breath you release. There is nothing left to think about, nothing left to notice, nothing left to do at all, except allow yourself to drift, slowly and completely, into the soft, dark, peaceful quiet of sleep, here in this small stone cottage, at the edge of a quiet birch grove, in a cozy Vermont village that will hold you gently through the whole night until you are ready. Rest now. Just rest.